What's going on, everybody? Okay, I did a video yesterday where I went to actually I did the video Sunday, I posted it yesterday, where I went to my local Toyota dealership in Johnson City and seen if they had any trucks. And they had one Tacoma, and they had a Tundra that I didn't know what was going on with. Don't know if somebody bought it or if they were waiting to, put it in the system before they brought it to the lot. So they could have possibly had one Tundra, one Tacoma, or it could have just been a Tacoma. Either way, there was hardly anything on that lot. I mean, it was pretty barren. And I rode around to some other lots. I didn't get out at any other lots. I just drove through them. Most lots are closed on Sundays, so there wasn't nobody there. So kind of got out to break the boredom and rode around. And what I noticed was the Ford lot had no Mustangs. They had a few F-150s, and believe it or not, they had about 4 Raptors on that lot. From driving by, I looked in. I say they didn't have any Mustangs. From driving by, looking in, it looked like they had like a GT 350 or something in the showroom, but I couldn't really tell. And they had a few F-150s, but not a lot. And the Jeep dealership, they had quite a few Jeeps actually. There was quite a few Wranglers and quite a few Gladiators on that lot. The GMC lot, they had about 4 GMC Sahara trucks, and to tell you the truth about it, I couldn't see the Chevy lot. The Chevy lot had gates up and I couldn't drive through it, so I couldn't get on their lot. But for the most part, most lots, except maybe the Jeep lot, was pretty barren. I mean, they didn't have much of anything on these lots, especially in the way of trucks. So what does that mean for the consumer? Now, this is just my opinion. You can weigh your opinion in the comment section below. But I believe this is a double-edged sword, because I want to tell you, as I drove by the used lot at the Toyota dealership, there was no Tundras on that lot as well. None. No Tacomas, no Tundras, no Toyotas of any trucks. And as I drove by some other lots, I think the GMC lot had a 2014 Tundra. As I was driving through the lot, I think it was a 14. And I didn't see a Tundra or Tacoma on any other lot that I noticed. So what does that mean? That could be a good thing and that could be a bad thing for you. It's a double-edged sword. These people are going to want, or these dealerships are going to want trade-ins. They're going to want you to buy their vehicle. But the bad side of it is there's not a lot to choose from. So there may be 20 of you wanting to buy that one Tacoma that I know they had. And what does that mean? It means they don't have to come down off that truck very much. If you're one of the only people around that has a truck and 30 people want it, you don't have to discount it much. But on the other hand, you don't have any used inventory to sell either. So if you're wanting to trade your truck in, Toyota Tacoma or Tundra, for this new Tacoma or Tundra that you're looking at, they're probably going to have to give you more, or at least you could negotiate a little more out of your truck, because that market's pretty slender too. So, the other guy that wants to buy that Tacoma sitting there, he may not have a used Tacoma he's wanting to trade in. He may have a Mustang, or he may have a Buick, or a old Pontiac or something. He may have something like that they don't want, that they know is going to be hard to sell. Yes, they're not going to give him anything for that, so they're not going to be in it very deep, but they're not going to get nothing out of it either, and it may be something real high mileage. And most car dealerships don't like to keep high mileage vehicles on their used lot unless it's something like, a truck that's going to demand a premium no matter how many miles is on it, or a Jeep Wrangler. But cars and stuff like that don't demand big value at high mileage, they a lot of times take those to car sales and sell them at dealer-only auctions, and they either break even on them or they may take a small loss. A lot of times they don't have hardly anything in these vehicles, so they're not going to take much of a loss, if any. And I'd say most time they don't take any, because they're going to show you they give you, $2,000, and actually you paid them $1,000 to take it somewhere down the line. So, if they get $500 out of it at a dealer auction, they may be actually making money on that, especially since they don't have to discount their truck much now because they're in such high demand and there's not very many of them out there. So like I said, this is a double-edged sword. It can help you or it can hurt you depending on what you're trading in. Let's say you want a Camry. I didn't pay attention to 4Runners. Let's take 4Runners. They had probably 8 or 10 4Runners on that lot, and I know that. I didn't pay attention to the Camrys and stuff like that. And I think they even had like some minivans. So if you want a minivan, you're probably in good shape there as well. But let's say you want to trade your truck in on something they have an abundance of, and you have a Tacoma or a Tundra, you're probably going to get top dollar for that trade-in. And if they have 15 minivans sitting on this lot, you can probably negotiate that down a little bit and get top dollar for your trade. Like I said before, on the other hand, if you have an old Pontiac you're wanting to trade in with 250,000 miles, you're not getting nothing for your trade-in, and that $44,000 Tacoma sitting there is about what you're going to pay for it, because they ain't going to come down off that much, because they know the next guy coming in is going to pay that for it to get it if he's desperate enough, because there's none around. So there again, it could be a double-edged sword, just depending on what you're trading for, what you're wanting to get. And like I said, if you're trading a Tacoma for a Tacoma or a Tundra for a Tacoma or something, you're probably going to come out about the way you would before the pandemic happened, there was a shortage on vehicles, because they're going to have to give you more on your trade-in, and you're going to have to pay more for the truck. So it's probably going to be a wash in the long run. But if you're trading one way or the other, you're either going to come out really good, or you're going to be walking funny when you leave, because it could go either way depending on what you're trading. So there it is. That's my opinion on this whole pandemic shortage of Toyota Tacomas and Tundras and stuff like that. Let me know in the comments section what you think about this. And if you've recently bought a Tacoma or a Tundra and you've traded something in, let me know what you've traded in. Let me know how they did you on your trade. And you know, you don't have to tell me what you paid for if you don't want to, but you can put that in the comment section below just to let people know if you're still getting good deals, or if my theory is relevant where people are saying, hey, I want this truck and I'm willing to pay for it no matter what it costs. I appreciate y'all watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.